Carlos King and the Future of Love and Marriage, Huntsville. Fans are worn out, weary of the same old drama that is repeated season after season, the same disputes and the same cheating plots. You eventually have to ask yourself if this is still fun or if it is simply draining. It begins with new faces and new stories, but Carlos has a great chance to change things up and give the show a new vibe. People are looking for stimulation that goes beyond nasty hookups and betrayal. We keep seeing the same players right now, and the monotony is depleting the excitement. The overemphasis on infidelity and marital problems is getting old. Even if Tisha, Kimmy, and the others have been in similar storylines for years, and some drama is inevitable. The audience wants something new. They want cast members who have new viewpoints, new vitality, and stories that go beyond who slept with whom. Carlos has the ability to bring about that change, but it will need a daring act and significant casting adjustments. Introducing stories that seem authentic and accessible is more important when casting new members than simply switching looks. Perhaps there is a love tale without betrayal. Or perhaps someone is adjusting to parenthood in the modern world. Or perhaps someone has started a new business. Storylines like these have the power to revitalize the program. Fans are hankering after substance, and the show currently focuses largely on monotonous pandemonium with minimal character development or significant plot advancement. Carlos must also think about how he will present these new cast members. Authenticity is what the audience seeks. Dramatists are not welcome. Capturing real-life struggles, victories, and intimate relationships that the public can relate to should be the new focus. Executed properly, it might revitalize love and marriage, Huntsville, and even draw in new viewers who are sick of the same old shambles. Evolution is what people seek, not just conflicts. Furthermore, some of the former cast members have reached the end of their useful lives. The persistent rumors of infidelity, gaslighting, and manipulation have become routine. Fans already know what kind of drama to expect, so even when there is heat, it doesn't land the same way. Bringing in new actors would also allow for more genuine moments, various kinds of tension, and chances for on-screen development. Carlos must take that chance. Instead of merely watching the same old bouts every week, the show might develop into something we genuinely look forward to. As a producer, Carlos King is at a turning point. The goal of adding new cast members is to revitalize the entire program, not merely boost viewership. The audience is prepared for a change, and the program itself merits an opportunity to develop. As we've seen, reality TV can change as new ideas are added. Imagine fresh voices appending established trends, igniting fresh dialogues, and providing fans with something truly to talk about. Such a move has the potential to elevate this show to a new level. Carlos has to understand that there is more to Love and Marriage Huntsville than just controversies involving infidelity. The themes must be relatable to viewers' real life experiences, the cast must be updated, and the narrative must be expanded. It's time to break away from the same old cliches and offer supporters something fresh to cling to. The audience is prepared to welcome a new chapter. The timing is ideal and the opportunity is present. The upcoming season might be the one that reinvents the show if Carlos performs this well. We might witness new viewpoints, genuine development, and drama that feels genuine because it isn't rehashed in place of cliched arguments and historical grudges. Daring writing, daring casting, and a readiness to let go of things that no longer serve the show are crucial in this situation. When Carlos King delivers a Love and Marriage, Huntsville, that feels fresh, thrilling, and worth seeing. Fans are ready and watching. Go back to the drawing board, Carlos. The cast is next. We need to discuss Kimmy and Tisha. You two are completely opaque and it's annoying to observe. It's amazing how you sidestep the subject whenever it comes up. At that gathering last week, Tisha, you did far too much, honey, and you were completely inebriated. Marsa was genuinely embarrassed for you on several occasions, and you wouldn't have spoken half as much if you were sober. A person founded on liquid bravery is intolerable to me. This is not your show, Tisha, so it's time to get your act together. Gorgeous dresses don't get you very far. Let's go on to Lance, he asked, about wine and nibbles at Nell's house. And you know I had questions, darling? As a single father, Lance is responsible for caring for his infant and all associated duties. But in all of this, where is the mother? Is he the only parent, or does he share custody? Because, in Lance's words, he is physically, emotionally, and psychologically exhausted from managing a construction firm and now taking full responsibility for a newborn that requires round-the-clock care. He tries to establish a routine where the infant stays in one location and Neil can assist 2 or 3 evenings a week, which is a wise decision. He deserves praise for implementing shared custody in a way that benefits the child. After that, we talked about Destiny, and this got complicated, you know? Lance claims that he should speak with Destiny but not provide an explanation. And I understand, but come on, he would demand answers if the roles were reversed, particularly now that she is pregnant. Destiny and Lance's casual dating relationship is complex, and communication is key. It's one of those circumstances when you say, yeah, a heads up is needed. And both parties are attempting to avoid stepping on each other's toes. Although Lance is trying his hardest, his handling of the situation is undoubtedly creating conversation, starters among his admirers. Although Kimmy is okay for them spending more time together, we really don't need any more group scenes. In the meantime, Kimmy, Tisha, and Destiny go shopping at a boutique. We can no longer stand Kimmy and Tisha wreaking havoc together. We need more love stories from the Scott marriages, more family dynamics, and more understanding of individual lives. One person who is turning up but not really giving us a glimpse into her life is Destiny. Viewers want to know what's actually happening behind the scenes, not simply group turmoil, so that needs to change. Regarding Tisha, honey, she is unable to move out of her own way. Naturally, Tisha disputed that Neil felt she was blown off. But let's face it, she would have been constantly questioning Melody if the situations had been reversed. This situation involves a double standard, and Tisha's deflection is getting out of control. She is often inquiring about adultery in other people's marriages, yet she becomes defensive when questioned. People are frustrated for precisely that reason. Additionally, Tisha and Kimmy are no longer able to hide behind anyone since Stormy, Tiffany, and Lou are no longer on the show. Ladies, take a look at reality. A harsh awakening is on the horizon. Then came the painfully agonizing scene with Nell and Trisha. Trisha notes that although Tisha is always making comments, she becomes perplexed when someone challenges her. Tisha primarily exhibits this behavior when she is intoxicated, which exacerbates the group dynamic. Letitia Scott, also known as Tisha, puts on a show and displays herself in front of the group, but she is very different when interacting with people alone. It's the problem. That discrepancy is problematic. And to be honest, she should step aside from the show and consider her actions. You shouldn't change as a person because of group dynamics. It's important for everyone to pay attention. Jalen also showed there, and I like Jalen, you know? It's quiet and unobtrusive, but he's managing his career. It's quest to decline. A job offer in Colorado in favor of a lucrative position in Huntsville. It begs the question of whether the Colorado plot was fabricated to give him more screen time, or whether it was ever true. Kimmy jumps right in, assuming they can collaborate on projects. But why does the show insist on group projects once more? Let each person shine on their own. Instead of continual group instability, we need more content that focuses on Jalen's plot, which deserves its own area. Additionally, Maurice. This continues coming up, and Kimmy claims he doesn't acknowledge his role in circumstances. It is evident that although some cast members are prepared to call it out, others are still figuring out accountability. This season is exciting because of that tension, but it also shows where people need to improve. Speaking of development, Tisha requires a dose of realism. One major issue is the way she behaves in social situations, as opposed to one-on-one. Fans are noticing, and if she doesn't fix it, the problem will only become worse for her and the dynamics of the performance. As a whole, this is a crucial time.